Hello, Steve Eyes 89. Well, it's October, and I have been trying to watch more horror movies than usual. Like, I've been trying to marathon a lot of TV shows and movies that I've had sitting around for years, and I've been really trying to get through a lot of this stuff. And just the last week or so, I've done a lot of horror movies, and I just wanted to sort of do reviews of some of them because I found them interesting. The first one is Mirrors. The first one I'm going to do is Mirrors, but it's like actually the last marathon I just watched. There's only 2 films, so it's not really much of a marathon, but I was just going through and doing all my little franchises where there's like 2 or 3 films. And this one, the first one, I remember watching it and being impressed by it and not remembering anything else about it. Just that it was a very dark film, very insular film. It was like one character dealing with some sort of phenomena. And then I watched it, and Kiefer Sutherland was the actor. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot. So basically, Kiefer Sutherland is a cop who has lost his position because of a shooting, and his wife left him, he's unemployed. He's gotten a job as a security guard at a very large building that was a big department store that was burnt, and apparently they can't rebuild because there was insurance issues, so they're sort of protecting the building, but they're not doing anything with it. So the last security guard went crazy or something, and so yeah, he goes in, and what he finds is that he's seeing things in the mirrors, and the mirrors are showing him things that are going to happen, or basically there's a spirit in the mirrors, and if it kills you in the mirror, you die in real life. So it's kind of a little bit Nightmare on Elm Street-ish, but there's no real personality behind it like Freddy. It seems to be more of a phenomena that's a sort of more abstract, or at least vague, for the first movie. And it's quite well shot. Now, the only real issue is the Kiefer Sutherland character. It's funny, the more time progresses, the less things age well. Like, this cop is totally white and belligerent, and just is, whenever he doesn't get his way, he just yells and screams and points guns at people, and he's not afraid to yell and scream and point guns at women, and minority women as well. And I'm just like, wow, this is either totally tone deaf, or they're totally trying to point out this sort of issue. So that really stood out watching it now. I think the film's about 10-15 years old, I think, now. But it was good, but I sort of it was just really insular and dark and just sort of one person's experience, and he's not particularly likable, so I'm not really with him in some ways. So it was still a good film, it had some good scares. But the next film was a little bit more interesting. The main character in Mirrors 2 was a little bit more likable. He had a car accident, his wife died, he's mourning that. He sort of died and was revived, so now he's having these visions and things. And when he goes to work at the department store that is finally being rebuilt and reopened, he finds he has experiences with the mirrors, and it's the same issue where people around him are being killed, they're seeing themselves being killed in the mirrors and then dying in real life, and he's kind of trying to stop it. And he's doing it in a different way from the other film, because the other film, the Kiefer Sutherland character was fairly consistent for the most part, but there are a few really stupid moments. I'm like, there's no way he would really have done that. There's no way he would have believed that, and just how far he goes. And it's like, okay, obviously he needs to look insane at the moment, and his wife can't, sort of be on his side, and they're just sort of making that situation. It didn't seem to work. So little things like that. But then eventually she starts seeing, the issues, and then she's on his side, and then the two of them working together. In this film, it's sort of similar, where there was a girl missing, and this guy connects with the sister, and then they sort of working together to try and work it out. And what eventually they find out how she died, and that's sort of the key. The spirit getting acknowledgement or revenge on the actual person that killed them sort of ends the curse in a way, but it wasn't quite the same in the first film. The first film had a more interesting end, and it was a bit more ambiguous. This one, at least they sort of explain things a bit more. It's a bit more cut and dry, but it's sort of your typical ghost story where, the ghost appears, and once the sort of mystery is solved, the ghost sort of is gone. It's sort of that sort of scenario. So, but I did enjoy it. It wasn't as well shot, but it wasn't as insular. There were more characters, and because the sister is with this guy for a lot of the film, trying to work out what happened to her sister, whereas it's really just the very end that the wife sort of finally believes Kiefer Sutherland character, and he's still just not likable. I mean, he literally points a gun at a nun and drags her out of a convent. It's I think it's Isabella Rossellini too, who played the nun too. So quite a few people in that one. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'd never seen the second film. I bought it years ago, never watched it, and I did that a lot. I bought films, never had the time to watch them. They're still sitting there, and I realised I've got a whole library of films I haven't watched. So, and unfortunately, some of them are parts of franchises, and I feel like I have to watch the whole thing sometimes just to watch the last film I haven't watched. So that's why I'm doing sort of marathons of franchises and that, because there's a lot of film series where there's like one I haven't watched. So I'm just trying to do that and not just watch them separately, because sometimes you do need to watch the whole, to get the story, because sometimes they actually work together. So like this one did continue the story on from the other film in a way. But yeah, I'm gonna go.